Welcome to another episode of the Big DK Energy Podcast. I'm your host, DK, or Danny Carenter as my friends call me. And the guest sitting across from me today is one of Orlando's finest artists. But not only is she an artist in the terms of painting medium, she's also a multi-instrumentalist and a kick-ass graphic designer. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your fins together for today's guest, Miss Shelby Swygert.
Yay! Thanks, Danny. Very excited to be here.
Thanks for coming today.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going through my Insta feed, and then I just remembered that you're just such a oasis of creativity in this tech-driven town.
That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely the goal, to utilize all the talents and put it to good use. So.
Absolutely. So besides just like painting and whatnot, what other kind of mediums are like your favorite to work with as an artist?
So, I guess I grew up doing acrylics a lot. So, like you mentioned, the painting.
Like the nails?
No, acrylic paints.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. That is a good point. So yeah, acrylics, watercolor for the painting, and then I also, as we work together at Nightthon, but lots of video production sometimes, or audio. I definitely had a small singing career in the works, so that was a great time, but then I transitioned over to more painting, so yeah, if that answers.
Wow, you're just an artist in all ways possible.
Yeah, love the creativity. It keeps me going.
Like, did you notice from an early age that you've always been kind of a creative person?
Yeah, I guess I really attribute it to my dad and my mom. They're both very creative in their own way. My dad actually went to school for graphic design.
Oh, really? Where?
Over in UTC, so Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Okay, got it.
So very, small school, but
I think they mentioned that school during a Key and Peele prank.
Did they?
Or a skit, yeah.
That would be interesting.
I think they definitely
did. Maybe. I'll have to go look now. So he went to school there, and he realized that it didn't pay as much as he hoped for at the time. So he switched to sales. Overall, he's kind of an inspiration, and then my mom is as well, because she's very creative and crafty in her own way, and she also utilizes her bright spirit and personality to make sure others are happy. So I kind of just integrate the two.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is your mom an artist as well, or?
She's an artist in the sense of she's more creative. More creatively thinking.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so she's more crafty and artsy. So she's the one who always has the goodie bags at the parties, or decorations, or she'll make gifts bags and cute little artsy bows and all that jazz. So
the way you describe it, I could get a goodie bag from your mom of 3 marbles and maybe a lottery ticket, and I feel like she would make it look so presentable. Be like, this is the best goodie bag I've ever gotten.
No, literally, that's what she does.
That's amazing that your mom can make something so minimal and minuscule,
yeah,
and just make it something into art.
Exactly. There was one time where I even tried to get her to do her own little business of making sunshine buckets. So because she gives buckets of yellow things. So I don't know, yellow bubbles, yellow food, all kinds of little things in this bucket, and it's a happiness bucket, and she would give it to people who are having a bad day or whatever. So one time I was like, Mom, you could make that into a business, because my entrepreneur mind was this could be a thing, and she was like, oh, I could. But yeah.
My stepmom is kind of the same way with me about that whole thing, but it's kind of good to have that entrepreneurial mind, especially in today's mindset, because being in a capitalist economy, you kind of have to build your own way.
Yeah.
Which, of course, there's a whole lot of grind that we're not going to go into.
Yeah.
My bad.
All good. I need to make sure mine's off.
Folks, please make sure that your phones are on silent during the recording. Thank you very much. And now back to the show. So the sunshine bucket, so that's something I've literally never heard of.
Yeah, she just came up with it and just ran with it. She doesn't do it for a business. I just thought of the business idea. I was like, this would be fun, but yeah.
I think it'd be a great idea as a business.
Yeah, right? I even drew up a whole plan for her. I was like, you can market here, you could do this.
So this is kind of the opposite of what you're saying, but it's kind of the same idea. Apparently there's a weird shipping service that you can send animal waste, a box of it, to somebody for like a certain price. And so I'm not saying your mom is equivalent to that idea, but she's like the opposite of that. So instead of like a pile of crap, it's a pile of happiness.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I love looking up random facts, and that just popped up one day.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't making bank.
Yeah.
Because that's so much shade, but
yeah.
and in the worst way possible, and then I'm thinking, man, someone actually came up with this.
No, really, yeah.
And then they have to find a way to for shipping or like product.
Yeah.
It's like do they like team up with like local farms and something? I don't know. I don't want to go into that. But anyway, back into the painting.
Yes.
You said you started at a young age when it came to your creativity.
Yeah.
And you've been kind of always fostered in a very creative environment because of your parents. They've been very kind of free-spirited.
Yes.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Is the rest of your family like that as well? Like sibling-wise?
Yeah. My sister's actually very creative musically, and she loves theater. She was our theater girl, so I was definitely the opposite of theater. So, I had the musical talent, but like performing wise, I guess I more so was like to myself. So
weren't you also an athlete in high school?
Yeah, I was. Soccer was my sport. What about you? Did you play sports?
I grew up playing hockey, actually.
Hockey, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, my dad's from New York and kind of brought his love of hockey down to the Sunshine State.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Soccer, yeah, that's the total opposite of a theater kid because theater kids don't play sports. Last time I checked.
Yes.
Last time I checked.
Yeah, she wasn't too. I mean, my mom, I'm very grateful because our family like let us try everything we wanted to try. So there were even times when I would do archery. We did, what else did we do? We learned how to dance. They put us in any extracurricular to see like if we liked it and if that was our thing. Oops. So we definitely picked up pretty fast like what we loved. And yeah, theater was Avery's, and then mine was more the arts and photography and painting and literally anything I could get creatively.
How many siblings do you have?
Just one, Avery. So I'm the older sister. She's younger.
The older kid.
Yeah, nice. I call her my little sister, but she's not so little anymore. But she's like.
Is she taller than you?
22. No, we're about the same height, but like age-wise, she's like 22 now. We're growing old.
Got it. My sister is 22 and I'm 26, but I still treat her like she's 5.
No, exactly. And then I'll look at pictures and I'm like, oh, you're still a baby in my eyes. But yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like I just embarrass my sister wherever we go. I'm just like, hi, Hannah. What did you learn today at school? And she's like, Dan, I have to go to work. And like, you have to go to big girl work. Yay. It's just kind of it's just the baggage of being the older sibling.
Yep. Comes with the responsibilities.
So since you grew up in this artistic environment and you have that entrepreneurial mindset, tell us about your business or your businesses.
Yeah, of course. So the entrepreneurship route wasn't necessarily planned. It kind of just happened because.
When did it start for you?
Ooh, I guess I would say it was around like 10. I mean, I wouldn't even say 10, but that's when I was starting to like sell artwork to my family members.
Oh?
Yeah, not even sell, but like I'd paint a picture and then my grandma would like give me a couple dollars for it and say, you could sell this. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, of course, they're family. So
not gonna lie, I feel like just by doing that, you've sold more pieces of art than more artists today.
Oh, you're sweet. But yeah, so, and then at age 14 is when I got my first camera. And so I would go around to my aunts and uncles and take pictures of like their kids, and I'd go back to them and show it to them, and they'd be like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. But of course it's their kids, so I didn't,
Correct. So is it amazing?
Was it amazing or was it, so anyway.
It's your family, so we'll say yes.
Yes. So I had to develop my talent over time, but that was where the photography started. So that's really how my business started, with photography. So I did photo shoots, I did grad shoots, high school grad shoots. So that's where the photography started. But then gradually it started to move into more painting and more custom orders as people realized that I was also artistically inclined with my painting. So yeah, that's when I started doing custom orders. And then, of course, college hit. And then being in a sorority, there's a million, trillion, billion things to paint and paint. So,
Man, honestly, you could have hustled with all the crafts that sorority girls need to do. Just be like $75 per piece, and next thing you know, you have over 100 girls. That's
yeah.
7,500. I don't know. I can't do math.
I know. It was honestly I'm very grateful for that market because there were a lot of opportunities for me to grow. And so like painting grad caps, that was a thing. So then I could charge for that. And like just little things that you don't think of that I could make money off of. So that's kind of how it started. So it wasn't even like a like conscious choice of like, oh, I'm going to make a business. But it was more people were asking me. And I was like, sure, I'll do it,
Why not cash in?
Yeah, why not get some extra cash for, so.
You have a skill. Why not, run with it?
So that's kind of how it started. And then one of my best friends in college, we started a little small business together called Everbee. And it was like our baby, and we had so much fun with it. And I guess that was the first real taste of what owning a business was like because it was very structured and I had a partner. And so it was pretty intense just while the products itself weren't that intense, we did a lot of like papered goods, cards, prints, posters. So while that wasn't necessarily the hard part was learning how to organize and manage and budget and taxes and LLCs.
Taxes kick your ass.
Oh, they're awful. I have to go home after this and submit my taxes because I pushed them back. But yeah, they're literally the worst. So learning that wasn't fun. But
one of the most adult things you can learn is that all the money that you make is not yours.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a hard realization, but we pushed through, and then eventually we did have to stop the business because she was moving and I was staying, and I was realizing maybe that was something that I wanted to take full time or debating it at least. So, so then I just started back up with officially starting Shelby Swygert LLC. So
good for you.
Yeah, so
that should definitely help with the taxes, especially.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice. So that's kind of where it all came together, and seeing how like past experiences helped propel to that moment. So
excellent.
And then that's where I took the photography and then the custom orders full force.
Nice. So one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen you do, or like the thing that impresses me the most, is the wedding paintings.
Yes, thank you. That was honestly a recent thing too, which is kind of crazy. But when the pandemic hit, I had just started doing wedding paintings. So, because I remember doing a poll on Instagram and being like, if I did like a free wedding painting for someone, like I want to try this out. And so one of my good friends actually replied, and I was able to do that for her. So it was awesome. And it actually ended up being a sketch because I didn't realize the regulations of like painting at venues and like liabilities. So
wait, there is like painting issues with
yeah,
venues?
I mean, I was shocked, but I guess like you can't paint on like if you're painting on grass and it drips and it gets, so so insurance purposes, it's smart to so wow. Once I realized there was that whole thing to do, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll sketch your wedding. So, did that, and it was awesome, and it was really cool. And then the pandemic hit, so of course that was on hold. But then that kind of propelled more of the custom orders, doing it photo-based. So that was nice to get that kind of break.
Yeah, folks, she literally sketches out the entire map of universities.
Yes.
You kind of... as someone on the spectrum, not saying you are autistic, but you remind me of like the autistic savants who could literally look at the skyline of New York City just for like 5 minutes and can draw it from memory.
That is the most incredible thing. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've seen that video, and that's impressive. But
I want to be that good at something.
You are, Danny K. You are so good. Are you kidding? Look at this setup right here.
Oh, well, thank you. It's little homey, but it's fine.
But yeah, no, honestly, the custom maps, or not custom maps, eventually, but the maps were something that I really enjoyed, and was a season where I felt really proud of myself. It was something that it brought in a good income, and it was like, okay, this could work. And yeah, but I will say as a creative, like my passions come and go in waves, I guess. So like one moment I'm really enthusiastic about photography, and the next I'm like custom orders, and then I'm like, oh, I love digital art. So I think that's one thing I've valued, where I used to think it was a weakness, but I really value being able to have multi different things that I'm involved in.
Being a jack of all trades or Jill of
Yeah.
all trades,
Yeah.
depending on where you want to go with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that will make you stand out over someone that's just a photographer, over someone that's just a painter.
Yeah.
It's just being that multi-pronged attack that you kind of have to do nowadays, because competition's ramping up, and you have to always do something to one up somebody. I mean, it's not anything against anybody. That's just how nature is. I mean, luckily we're not out in the wild killing each other, so that's nice.
Yeah, very true. That would be bad.
I was kind of thinking about it the other day. It's just like, we always marvel at like animals like tigers and bears, and it's just that, if we ever saw one in the wild, we'd be scared as heck.
Oh yeah.
But we're kind of lucky that we live in like places like this that are somewhat encapsulated, so that doesn't happen.
Yes, very good. Thankful for Florida for that reason.
We now have to build things off the ground because gators can't reach us then.
Yep. Now our issue is gators. Yep.
Although actually, the other day I saw a video on YouTube about a drone that was flying over some crocodiles, and one of the crocodiles leaped out of the water and brought it down.
No.
Yep. And so it was at some like refuge park or something like that. So the staff, they were able to get the drone and like from the bottom of the exhibit cage, whatever you want to call it, and they somehow were able to fight it after 2 weeks, and so the card was still intact, and they managed to see the last little snippet of the crocodile with its jaw bring it down.
Holy moly, that's crazy. That's cool that they got to keep the footage though.
Yeah. Oh, that actually reminds me of something else. It was this video of like a tiger attack in India. So like, I guess somehow India has mounted police on elephants. And so, a few of them were like riding through a field, and it's weird because the field was purely green, and as you know, tigers are orange predominantly.
Right.
However, you literally could not see it until it was out of the grass and leaping, and has one of its paws up and is able to scratch some guy's leg on an elephant.
Oh my goodness.
Those things are powerful.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Whew.
Have you ever done any artwork with animals? Weird transition.
Honestly, no. I like that question. I don't think I have.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
Why don't you paint him?
I could. Oh, okay, wait. I did. This is kind of sad, but my dog passed away last year.
Oh, I'm sorry to bring that up.
But no, it's good. I painted him, so.
So he will always be around.
It was kind of cute because I made one for me, my mom, and sister. And so I did a little watercolor sketch, and then we put his little paw print, so.
What about Dad?
I'm
just kidding. You don't have to answer.
No. There's a logical reason.
Oh, really?
When I give gifts to my mom, it's more like mom and dad. So like by association, it's like
for
the parents. But mom receives the gifts because dad just puts them aside.
Oh. Understandable. My mind, it just it processes things differently, so like I literally took that literally.
Oh.
And I was thinking, wait, this doesn't sound right.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Do you have any upcoming projects in terms of art? Oh, wait a minute. I totally forgot, but it's like one of the coolest things that you do. It's where you paint the walls in like in the mills area.
Walcrawl.
That's what it is.
Yeah, yes, Walcrawl. Oh, I love that place so much.
Wait, is it a place or is it an event?
It's a place. So it's actually a photo studio. Have you been yet? You haven't?
I have not. In fact, literally the only kind of exposure I have to it is through your stories.
That's awesome. No, they're amazing. It's run by a husband and wife team. And no, they have a little baby son.
Mazel tov to them.
Yeah, exactly. But they are the best. I think it was 2 years ago I first started with them, but I helped them with their second installation. And so they switch out their backdrops quarterly. But these aren't just regular like photo studio backdrops. They're like the coolest ideas. She paints like pink unicorns. She'll have like lollipops, giant gumdrops, like for Christmas
every kid's
themes.
Dream.
Yeah, no, truly. So it's like the coolest photography studio you could ever see. So yeah, I was with them for I guess 2 years now. Yeah, and yeah, they are truly one of the best companies I've ever worked for, and I'm so grateful. for that time because I got to develop as an artist and confidence in myself as well. And then I also got to meet other cool creatives because they bring in like other artists to help with installations and also with other murals. So sometimes they hire different artists to help with murals. So got to meet a lot of neat people and get to paint at the same time and get paid, which was perfect. So I'm doing everything I love.
That's a triple threat right there.
I know, right?
What was your favorite project that you worked on while at Walcrawl?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I will say I did get tasked with the space wall. So I was able to do this like galaxy theme and used like sponging for like clouds, and then that was probably one of my favorites.
That sounds like an awesome concept.
Yeah, it's really cool. I actually have a picture if you want to see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just that when people are listening, they'll be like, oh, I can't listen to the photo.
Yeah, on my Instagram. I'm actually pulling up my Instagram so you could see.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So, folks, we'll actually link this in the description below so you can go take a look for yourself.
Yes, for sure. So that was one of my favorite ones, the space wall.
Space wall, nice.
Yeah.
And how many like total murals have you worked on while there, would you say?
Ooh, that's tricky because each install is different. Jeanette's, she was my leader and boss, so she has the ultimate plan in her head, and she would just be like, okay, so for this install we're changing this wall and this wall and this wall, and it's all strategic, like which ones are coming up for Christmas or which ones are coming up from future, or how long the walls have been there. So it really just depended on like the timing and what was occurring. So
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I like that actually.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, no one would want to take a picture in front of Santa, in the middle of July.
They actually bring a real live Santa in, which is really cool.
Do they now?
Yeah, so they get pictures with Santa. The kids can, so it's pretty neat.
Are these guys like creepy as Santa?
No. He's a good Santa.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's just one guy, too. So.
It's funny because as a Jew, my birth mother was Christian, so there are like photos of me as a little toddler on Santa's lap.
Oh.
I'm actually allergic to watermelon, and so I found that.
Actually?
Well,
Wow.
when I eat it, it just makes my mouth itch, and so
Yeah.
when I was in Korea, my other grandma, my halmoni, she was like 93, and and so because I hadn't seen her for 20 years up until that point, she got us a watermelon, and then she was like eat, and so
no.
and they venerate elders over there, so I was like, okay. And so as I was eating it, with my mouth super itchy, she was like, "Mashisaya, is it good?" And I go, "Nah, good, yeah. Anything for you, Hanmoni?"
Even for your mouth to itch, eating watermelon.
Yeah, and actually, unfortunately, she passed away last year.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate it, but she was like 93, so
Her memory lives on.
correct. Especially whenever I look at watermelon, thinking, "Nope, not gonna eat that."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually because of her that I actually started learning Korean.
Really?
On the Duolingo app as well.
And wait, you said you're learning German too now.
So I bought the subscription membership, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you have access to all their languages. And so,
Wow.
so right now I can read in Korean and Russian. Arabic is a bitch to learn.
Oh my goodness.
I'm also dipping my toes in French and Spanish, a little bit of Finnish, other stuff like that.
That's so neat. Good job.
Well, thank you. It's a fun little hobby, and might as well do something that makes me less dumb.
What? Less dumb, no. You're gaining knowledge.
Exactly. We're getting knowledge up in here, yo. So going with the whole entrepreneurial.
It's a hard word. I even stutter over it sometimes.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it really entrepreneur. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of R's. So there's the whole social media aspect of that.
Yeah.
Do you create your own graphics and whatnot?
Yep. So I create everything, the content, photos, pictures, graphics, all that.
What do you use usually? Do you use like Adobe, or do you use any other programs as well?
Honestly, Canva has helped out a lot.
Canva's pretty good.
Love Canva, lifesaver. I use Procreate on my iPad for my digital graphics, and yeah, and then I have my handy dandy Sony camera and Canon.
Procreate. That's kind of a poorly named
I know.
project.
It's every time I say it, sometimes I'll get that's an interesting name, and I'm like, yeah. But then the logo's literally like a rainbow, like a So
I bet that app must be hot right now.
yeah.
It's okay. I'll put that in the joke graveyard. Even though you do put out a lot of stuff on social media, especially about you and your works and whatnot, you've been kind of off social media, I've noticed.
I have.
How long has it been?
I think it's about 2 months now, since August. What is
Really?
it? It's October, August, September. Yeah. Totally off the grid.
Any reason why?
Yeah, so actually I, first of all, was the comparison. I struggle a lot with it. And so it was getting to a really detrimental point to where I would go on my phone and I would be scrolling and I would just compare. And it's
soul crushing.
Yeah. And while I love social media and the positive aspects it's giving me, such as like connections, friends, like virtual friends, advertising is nice, but there were also the downsides I was seeing. So it honestly wasn't even like a conscious, like, okay, I'm going to stop social media from now until X. Like, it really was just like, it started with a day. You know what? I'm going to take a break today. Just didn't post anything. And then, the next day came and I was like, you know what? That was kind of nice. I'm just going to take another day off and then another. And before I know it, I was just...
It's 2 months.
And it's honestly been one of the best things I think I could do for myself because... during this time as well, I got a new full-time job.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. I really love it. And then my master's degree. So I'm in my 3rd semester, and I'll graduate next year. But
what are you getting your master's in?
Interdisciplinary studies.
Okay.
So my concentrations are entrepreneurship and communications.
Excellent.
So yeah. So with that though, the communication classes have been pretty like deep diving into some pretty heavy topics, and it's really allowed me as an individual to learn more about myself, about society, how we perceive things. And one of my classes is actually a social media class and
Really?
in communication. And
look how far we've come. Now social media is an actual class.
But it's interesting because it talks about the techniques of like how we interpret social media and how we utilize it. So for instance, I think it also hit me that when it comes to social media, part of the addiction is that we're able to put a sense of ourself however we want people to see it. So for instance, like you and I are friends, so you know every aspect of me, but on social media, I'm typically referred to as the art girl because I post all my art stuff or like my art things or, that kind of vibe. So it's almost like social media, we have this sense of we're able to manipulate it to what we want others to perceive us. So I found that pretty interesting because I don't think it's ever possible to put your full true self on social media. Just because I'm not sharing my everyday struggles, but I'm not sharing other deep parts, but I post the things that I want people to know. And so it is very manipulative in that aspect of like what we want others to see and what we don't. So I don't know. It just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I think I just need a little break because school and my full-time and adjustments were also happening. So I was like, I can't juggle it all at the moment. So that's kind of where it started. But yeah.
Sounds like a lot on your plate at that time.
Yeah. And it was really, I highly recommend to anyone listening, if you even ever just feel overwhelmed, like just taking a break, just take a social media break and see how it makes you feel. Because even me, who was so consistent to the point of like, I had my influencer phase and brand deals. And while it was nice to have that extra money, I really had to like take a step back and be like, what's the purpose of this? Is this just for money? Is this fulfilling me? And I realized that it wasn't necessarily, because I'm promoting a product that sometimes I'm like, do I even like this product? But I got money, So I really had to like digest that for myself and be like, okay, you need to take a step back. So that's what I did.
It's a hustle. I respect it.
Yeah, but that's kind of that story. And so now, I mean, I do want to get back on, but I think I'm going to be more intentional with what I post, with what I share. I do hope to put more parts of me on social media. I think it got to a point where it was all business based, to where like when I posted things about myself or my life or even my boyfriend and I, it was like they wouldn't get as much as
reception because
correct.
It's not quote unquote art.
Yes, correct. So I think I also am just trying to figure out that balance of like, do I make a personal account? Do I keep my art here? Or, those separations. So
I feel like it'd be a lot of accounts to just juggle through, and then it's just
exactly. So then it's
mess.
stressful, and then I'm like, okay, what am I posting on today? So
yeah, and then you accidentally make a post that was made for another account
for a different Yep.
It's like it's as if someone would like post a booty pic on their like business account. It's just like whoops, and then
oh no.
wow, I just got a lot of business all of a sudden. So like stuff you put on your social media and art and stuff like that. You've also put out stuff that you are a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes.
Another difficult word that I tongue twisted.
Yeah. Yes, I do play various instruments.
How many?
At one point in my life I had this list down, but I used to play flute in band in like middle school. So like that doesn't really count because I probably couldn't play it today. But main instruments are piano, guitar. I do play drums a little. That's mainly my dad though.
That's pretty sick though.
Yeah, I do love it. And yeah, that's the list. Wow. There was one more I think I'm forgetting, but maybe it'll come to me.
I'll count flute for you because I still claim that I can play somewhat sax.
Oh, okay, cool.
I played that in middle school.
Nice.
So.
See, and it makes you feel better that you can say that, like, hey, I played this. So
I mean, at least you
did
did
it. I think
we
should still add it.
Correct. I mean, you played the flute. I mean, you learned the notes at one point. You knew the scales. And the thing is that it probably taught you how to, like, read music at least. Or at least understand, like, timing and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of surprising how many people don't know about timing of any kind of sort. Especially, like, so back when Shelby and I were in Greek life at the University of Central Florida, there would be some philanthropy events that were dance competitions. And I don't know if you ever did any of the dance.
I did.
Oh, you did? You did shakedown, like lip sync and all that stuff?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Did you?
Yeah,
you did. Yeah.
You probably noticed that a lot of people didn't have timing or rhythm there. And it's just like, for us, since we had some kind of musical background growing up, it's like, well, not me, but, I was in middle school. But anyway.
No, but still.
You kind of learn that some people don't know timing very well, and you're thinking, isn't this just supposed to be, like, born into everybody? I guess not.
Yeah, that is true. That's something I didn't really think about. But, yeah, we are very, very blessed to understand timing.
Timing is everything.
Yeah, really.
And not just in, like, dancing or music, but in comedy.
Yeah.
And relationships. Not that I've ever been in one. Yeah, that's right. I've been single 26 years of my life.
Danny! You've been, like, dating, though. I've seen you date before.
Kind of. There was this period where I dated 3 women in a row. But no, not at the same time.
Oh, I was like,
no, listen.
Danny!
Listen, I'm a player, but I'm not a pimp.
Oh, very good.
I'm a good boy. Don't worry.
Yes. You are a great guy.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just saying my morals are intact, though.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Got you.
Yeah, in fact, the first of those dates was a 38-year-old woman, and I'm 26, and she asked me out.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Where'd you guys meet?
We went to the Robinson. Nothing fancy, but she was friends with the venue owner that we were shooting. We kind of just spoke, and then she wanted to talk to me about, like, doing photography projects, but then she was talking about, like, doing risque kind of shoots. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my goodness.
I was just like, I don't know. I mean, she was a great person. It's just,
yep.
I was just like, she was. I mean, let's put it this way. I thought to myself, and I was like, she was in middle school when I was born.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When you put it like that.
Yeah. Not saying there's anything wrong with older women.
No,
I just thought that thought came into my head, and all of a sudden I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Now that I think about that, it's kind of odd. But then again, there's celebrities who've done way worse.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, guys dating people and old enough to be their granddaughters. I don't know why, but what I just said, my mind just bolted to R. Kelly.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of music.
Yeah. Back to music.
What's your main instrument of choice?
If I had to pick, it would be piano. It's the instrument I've played the longest, and it's the one that I'm more comfortable with. Okay,
so I have a weird question as someone who was in music back in middle school. Is it a percussion instrument, or is it a string instrument?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are obviously strings in the piano.
That's exactly why I asked that.
Yeah,
But then the hammers hit the strings, so it's like kind of kind of both
You
at
know
the same
what?
time.
We should look that up sometime.
We should definitely look that up sometime. My brain is not in that mode right now, so
It's a good question. I never even I should know that too.
So what are your favorite genres to play on the piano?
Ooh, honestly, okay, so when I was little, I'll start it back. My parents put me in piano because my mom played piano growing up. That was important to her. I played. So
As the son of a Korean, my mom also put me with piano lessons, but they never set in. So anyway, continue.
No. But no, similarly, I was kind of stubborn about, not stubborn, but it was like, have you practiced piano today? And I'm like, oh, like, just wanting to play when I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
I had the basis and the foundation of scales. I knew the notes. I could sight read. I could read music. Everything was in place. And then finally I was like, you know what? I want to quit the lessons, but like, I'll teach myself. So I ended up quitting the lessons. I had been doing it for like a couple years too. So it was like consistent. And then I started looking up YouTube tutorials because those were big then. So
Still big now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, but that was kind of like, I don't know when was YouTube made, but it was like kind of new.
I remember having it back in middle school. So at 8th grade, I was watching YouTube clips of like 30 seconds to get me past the flu. And so I think it must have come out in like early 2000s or something like that.
2005.
Wow.
Just looked it up.
Only 2005?
No, exactly. Isn't that crazy? So that was kind of like, it was just starting to happen. And so I found these clips and I was like, wait, this is really cool. So then I just started learning songs that I liked. So I've never necessarily had like a very strict genre, I would say. It was more so if I was in the car and I heard a song I liked, like Everglow by Coldplay. Love that song. I was like, oh, I like that piano part. Like, maybe I'll learn it. And then I go home and I just learn that little trill. And then I'm like, I'm good. So it's kind of like when I feel like playing, I can play. And I kind of love it because I don't feel pressured to play anymore.
That's kind of the love. And that's something that I've noticed.
Yeah.
It's that love of the art that drives you, because I realized that once you put a grade or some kind of like tangible reward to it, it kind of diminishes its meaning to you.
Exactly.
I mean, I wanted to learn French really bad because when I grew up playing hockey, I thought I thoued it'd be useful in Canada. Turns out it's only useful in Quebec. But anyway.
Oh my god.
But anyway, so I learned it, but it's like it's all just evaporated away. And where was I going with this? I completely forgot.
I'm still shocked at the hockey fact though.
Oh. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. I have some funny stories, and there's actually this one injury that just hurt. Oh my god. Every time I think about it, it's just the worst.
Oh gosh.
Luckily, it was nothing due to me being cut from a skate, but
Right.
I did take a slap shot to the cup.
Ooh.
I was out the entire practice.
Oh no.
As soon as it happened, I literally could not get up.
No.
My dad and another coach had to come carry me off the ice.
Oh gosh. Dang.
What about you in soccer? What was your worst sports injury?
I did something to my ankle, and it's still never been the same, but it wasn't sprained, but they couldn't figure out what it was. It was like a ligament tear, but it wasn't fully torn, and so it was like half. I don't know, but
Well,
yeah.
Good thing it wasn't fully torn, because that would have been even worse.
Yeah, exactly. So grateful for that.
And another adult thing you learn is that, you're thinking, if you're just hurt, why don't you go get better? And then you're like, oh, now I know why.
Oh, no, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, I can get the surgery, but I'd have to sell my kidney in order to do so.
And then the time off, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
So. Man, it's amazing how we go from kidney removal from music.
Oh, that is, we do get sidetracked. But anyway, main point.
Yeah, the main point with that is, so since you don't really have any genres that you usually play, what are some of your favorite songs that you have learned?
The first piano song that I ever really learned by memory and could just whip it out like that was River Flows in You by Yuruma. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Yiruma is how it's spelled.
That sounds accurate enough.
Yeah, so we'll see. But that was one of my favorites. And then that slowly evolved into my music writing. And so...
Oh, you write music too?
Yeah. So...
Look at you.
Yeah. So that evolved to... nothing crazy, but it's chord progressions. And then I'll add in my lyrics. And then... So that evolved into my dad taking me to a studio in Tennessee when I was 15, I guess. And we recorded a couple songs, and it was awesome. And so then we went back every year because my family is from Tennessee. So when we were visiting relatives, we'd just hop to the studio a couple days and then we'd have some songs and memories. So
Oh, that's really nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I put them on Spotify, so they're there, but they're also embarrassing. I feel like it's a Hannah Montana moment where I'm like, I kind of want to take them off or change the name because they're so old.
Now I'm gonna go specifically listen just so I can be like, Shelby,
no.
that you sound like a juvenile kid.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. Do you ever play by ear?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Nice.
It's more difficult for me. I'm not the best at it, but I can do it. And it's cool when I do because it's kind of fun, like a reward, like trying to listen and then you finally hit it and you're like, I got it. And then like...
That's right, and it's just like self-exploration.
Yeah, so it is very, very neat.
What I was gonna say that is what you said reminded me of there was a song by Van Halen called Right Now, and the beginning piano part is one of the most epic I've ever heard. So
I'll have to listen later.
So I
need to write it down.
So I attempted it, but then after a while it's like I kind of had it, but then I never really 100% had it. So
yeah.
I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
Oh, good. Wait, so do you play guitar? Your guitar is right there.
I've actually learned a few more songs over quarantine, but I forgot them all because I've just been...
Yeah.
It's just been a bad year for me. Well,
yeah.
not bad, just hasn't been the best.
Yeah.
But if there are two songs that I still can play, it's Banana Pancakes.
Oh, I love that song.
And Blackbird by the Beatles.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Oh, and A Horse with No Name, but that's because it's literally 2 notes.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, it's still something.
I have something to play besides Wonderwall at a party.
Yeah.
So I don't look like that total douche. I know you play guitar as well. What are some of your favorite songs to play on there?
When I first started guitar, Taylor Swift was really big, so I think
Great.
those were the songs I loved.
Well, come to think of it, since your family's from Tennessee, you're a little bit more country than she is, because she's from Pennsylvania.
Wait, is she really?
She's from Pennsylvania.
Oh my goodness. For some reason, I thought it was Tennessee.
Nope.
Wow. Huh. Crazy.
She
definitely has the accent, though. Like, she had it. I guess it's gone now.
Oh, come on.
But...
Anyone can use a southern accent. It's not that hard. Especially when you live with a bunch of them here in Florida.
Oh, my gosh. Those are good. Have you ever thought about doing comedy, like impersonations? Those are good.
People have told me that before, and I don't know. I guess I never just gone through with it because I'm like, I don't know where to start.
You definitely could.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But Taylor Swift and anybody else that's like comes to your mind?
Honestly, any indie alternative song that I'm into at the moment. I can't think off the top of my head.
So it's like I do have bands that are indie alternative, but like I still have a hard time grasping onto the definition of what indie alternative really is, because it's like it's not necessarily rock, but it's not pop either. It's just kind of like a subtle blend of the two.
I'd kind of say it is like a blend of everything. So it's kind of like it has its own little section because it is a blend of everything.
Correct, and it's not like hipster music from like the early 2000s, like the Decemberists or like Death Cab for Cutie.
Love Death Cab.
Like every time I heard any of their music, I just wanted to crack open an IPA and wear a flannel. I mean, I can't grow a beard, otherwise I would.
That's funny. No, they are. Yeah. Bon Iver is my favorite.
Oh, they're great.
Favorite all time. So he's my number one.
Oh, it's a one-person band?
So Justin Vernon is the lead singer. And then he does have a couple people, but it's mainly him. He has his electronic thing that he do, and then his voice. So, but yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like Passion Pit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I love Passion Pit.
I've seen them in concert.
Really?
Yeah.
How are they?
They're incredible.
Really?
It was a couple of years ago. It was in high school, but Two Door Cinema was there as well. They're good. So.
How did I miss the show?
It was both of them together. I know. It was kind of crazy. It was like a 2-in-1.
And it was just a regular concert. It wasn't like a festival of some sort?
Yeah, no, it was just a regular concert. It was at like the, I think, St. Augustine Amphitheater.
Wow, that's awesome.
So.
Are you from St. Augustine originally?
No. Just, I was born in Ocala, and then I moved to Orlando when I was 4.
Got it. So you're native, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So.
It's funny because it's Bon Iver, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe. I'm not 100%, but every time I want to say Bon Iver.
Right.
Which sometimes I'm lazy and I will say it, but I definitely think it is.
Because I was actually reading about it because their music is really calming. So like I used to listen to it to help me go to sleep.
No, same, yeah.
And so I would look them up on Wikipedia, and turns out their name is supposed to mean good winter in French. So you're correct with bon hiver.
Yeah, it is French. That's what it was. Yeah. I need to get used to like saying the hiver.
Hiver. I mean, that's my 5 years of French. I could pronounce a band name correctly. Yeah. And the thing is that they didn't even spell it correctly because the hiver in French has an H in front of it.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
I wonder why he did that.
I don't know. Must have been like an artistic choice.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Since your dad plays drums, do you ever duet with him?
Yeah, so it's my favorite thing to do with him is because we grew up bonding over music. So I would always play guitar or piano and he'd play the drums. So sometimes we'll do gigs and just play music out, on a whim, or at the university club downtown. That's where we'll play a lot. And yeah, I did a local restaurant recently. It's just for fun too. It's just like a little weekend thing, and we have our set list, and then he's on his drums, his djembe drum, and then I have my guitar and mic. So yeah, it's just special memories too, because it's cool that I get to say like my dad and I can play music together and just jam whenever. So
yeah, my dad can play an instrument to save his life.
No, really? Oh no.
Yeah, he said he has little short like sausage fingers as he describes.
Tell him to get into drums. My dad, he broke his pinky, and so it's like bent permanently.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Eek.
I think he jammed it in like something when he was younger.
He jammed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and he's a drummer too.
Amazing. Mic drop. We're done.
Podcast over. Let's wrap it
up. So yeah, he plays the drums, and that's why it's good for his hands.
What is your favorite song to play with him? Or like, is there a special song that you and your dad have that you play together?
He loves when I play the song Skinny Love by Birdie. It's her version on piano. So it's basically Bon Iver's Skinny Love, but It's the piano version done by Birdie. So I take that version, and that's his favorite. And then every time we play, my mom is typically listening, so then we play her favorite song that I do, which is Lost Boy by Ruth B. So
I don't think I've ever heard of
Ruth B. Here, I'm going to play it, because I think if you heard it, you'd recognize it. It got really popular on, what was the app before TikTok that they took? Vine. It was really popular on Vine.
Wait, here's the thing. I don't know if we can play that because I don't know if I'll get flagged for copyright.
Oh, touche. Okay, good point.
I'll listen to it after, I promise. But
Good.
As soon as you brought up, I'm like, copyright.
Yeah. Red flag. Yeah. Lost Boy by Ruth B.
Definitely we'll check it out.
Yeah.
And we'll also definitely check your music out.
Oh gosh, yeah. Be careful. Tread with caution.
I'll make sure that I have money for replacement speakers.
Oh no.
Just kidding. No, she's fantastic, folks. I've actually heard you sing before a couple times.
You have?
It was like during setup for Nightthon, which for everyone listening, Nightthon is the student run, the largest student run philanthropy at the University of Central Florida that raises money for the Children's Miracle Network, specifically the Winnie Palmer and Winnie and Arnold. No, wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just whenever Brandon said it so quickly, it's just he would always say it so quickly and so fluently. I'm thinking, are those words he just uttered? Well, anyway, so the Arnold and Winnie Palmer hospitals.
Yep.
They raised money for that, and when Shelby and I were working together for that organization, we raised over $1 million per every year we were on. I think
that was the best year.
It was a good year.
I think which one?
2018.
18. Yeah.
It was the year 18. I graduated. I remember.
Oh no, that was a good year. Yeah. Great memories.
It's so weird that it's like that was 3 years ago, and I think that was the last time I ever like fully saw you.
Do you think?
Or maybe there might have been once.
I feel like I've seen you out and about.
Like maybe once, but like that's about it.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. Time flies when your life is crumbling apart, right?
Oh my god.
So, do you have anything coming up music-wise?
I would love to get back into it. I was watching the Taylor Swift documentary with, Chris Hickson. Kinda. He was a Nighthon too. But one of my dear friends,
yes.
Chris, he loves Taylor Swift. So he...
Oh, wait, never mind. I was thinking of Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator.
Oh.
I was like, is that the guy from To Catch a Predator? My bad.
No.
So anyway, go ahead.
Oh, good. But he's one of my dear friends, and he got me into it. So we started watching it, and I don't know. I kind of miss that aspect of songwriting because it mixes the writing aspect with, you know, this powerful sense of like music and feeling. So, yeah. It'd be good to get back into it. I hope I do.
Awesome. All right, and now we have come to that part of the Big DK Energy episode where we now find out more about our guest in the bonus question round. Woo!
Woo!
Awesome. So here are 10 questions that I crafted for you.
Awesome.
You do not know about them ahead of time because I want them to be special, but don't worry, it's nothing that you'll lose your job over.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not... I don't want to do that to somebody. I want to make sure that y'all eat.
Yes, thank you.
All right, excellent. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. If you could have your artwork displayed at any venue, where would it be? Also, you're allowed to have 2 celebrities promote the event. Who would they be?
The Met and Bon Iver, and Brene Brown.
Who's she?
She's one of my favorite authors. She speaks on vulnerability and authenticity, and I just truly admire all of her work and everything she does.
Awesome. I literally never heard of her, but I might have to check her work out.
Yeah,
then.
definitely do. There's one book, The Gifts of Imperfections, and it talks about how we don't have to be perfect and how... like, for me, a recovering perfectionist, it, like, talks basically to that, and also how we find acceptance and belonging. And
well, I should get that book because because at least, like, 30 minutes before the actual podcast, it's just me having anxiety over, is everything correct?
Yeah, it's definitely a good book. It really, sometimes I have to, like, flip back through it and, like, check it, because it's so good.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
As the poet Ice Cube once said.
Oh, wait, I will add, if you mean anywhere.
What do you mean? Yeah, anywhere in the world.
Okay, then in that case, it would be in Prague because I have such a connection to Prague, and I love Prague.
Oh, yeah, you studied abroad there, right?
I did, and it's my favorite place ever. And I get made fun of because I talk about it a lot, but it was the best transformative time in my life, and that was when I was most immersed in art. So it'd be in one of the museums in Prague.
It was actually a goalie who was from the Czech Republic that got me to play hockey. So.
Oh, get out!
Yep.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yep, his name is Thomas Vokun.
Oh, neat.
Doesn't play anymore, but I remember meeting him when I was in middle school, and, you know, athletes, I didn't realize how big some of them are, but
yeah.
It looked, so I wear, like, a big chest protector to make sure that my chest cavity isn't crushed by a puck.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was wearing a chest protector when he was just wearing his jersey, and I'm like,
wow.
I didn't realize how big he was. So, question number 2.
Perfect.
If you could time travel and play with any band, assuming they let you join, who would you join, and what instrument would you be playing?
Can you guess?
Bon Iver,
Yep.
and which instrument?
Piano. Or sing. Honestly, I think that'd be surreal to sing next to him.
So we'll go with piano / backup singer.
Correct, yes. But I feel like I'm cheating this question because I have mentioned Bon Iver so much that I should pick someone else.
Yeah, there's got to be someone besides him.
I did love Birdie. Birdie for a house. Oh, Lord. I'll do Lord. I'll pick her.
Okay.
Very, very fan.
Yeah. You like Lord. Do you get the reference? Oh, it's from South Park.
Oh, okay. No, I don't get the reference.
Oh, that's a shame.
So sorry.
No, you're good. It's all right. We'll forgive you this one time.
Thank you.
Oh, and the kind of the 3C for that the 2C for that question, because, you know, it's like those math questions.
Yes.
Where would the venue be?
Ooh.
You can pick anywhere in the world.
Dang, Danny, these are good questions.
And this is only number 2.
I know. Shoot. Red Rocks.
That's a solid answer.
Yes. That's surreal.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, I need to take a vacation soon, but
You should go there.
Once I get some guap, I will. Number 3, if you could have any talent in the world that you don't already have, what would it be?
Gosh, Danny. This is only question 3. Okay. Wait, can we come back to this one so I can think about it while we ask the next one and then come back?
Okay, fair. But there's a 3B for that question. What's one of your favorite talents?
Okay.
Of yours that you currently have?
I would say, I don't know if this would be considered a talent, but I'm very not proud of my emotional intelligence, but I do enjoy communicating effectively with others, if that makes sense. So
that is definitely a skill, because as someone on the spectrum, I had to learn that.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We kind of have to learn it through trial and error, but some people just naturally have it.
Yeah.
Well, most people actually kind of naturally have it, so that's a thing.
Yeah, I definitely.
So to me, it's kind of like you have a superpower.
Oh, thank you. It's definitely something that I also try to improve too. So I think I work on it a lot. But yeah, that's one skill that I enjoy, because I can communicate more effectively with people and also have deeper conversations than a regular surface basis.
Because you can kind of read off the emotion and then come up with a question on top of that, and that kind of delves into a lot more and branches out into a lot more.
Correct, yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Thanks for asking that question. That was a good one.
Of course.
I'll get back to the first part.
Yeah.
When I think.
At number 10, if we don't have it, we'll just come back to it. So,
Perfect.
Number 4, tell me one childhood event that has been one of your all-time favorites.
Oh, just one?
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, that's the thing. I want to make you think.
Okay. I really can't pinpoint it to like one, but I will say that growing up, there's always this beach trip. It's a family reunion with the whole entire family, and that's something I look forward to every single year. And it's because I grew up knowing my cousins. I grew up knowing my aunts and uncles. We have such a strong relationship. But it was also just 1 week of, we get a beach house on the beach and we just relax. And
New Smyrna, Daytona?
Myrtle Beach.
Oh, nice.
In South Carolina. So,
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like a really great time. And I don't know. We have lots of traditions and memories we do. Like, when our Pat passed away, we started doing like one night dedicated to him. So we'll write messages on balloons, and then we would lift them. But then we realized that wasn't good for the environment. So then we switched to doing like bags and like fake candles. So those were cute. But
well, that's very wholesome.
Yeah.
Despite the environmental damage.
Yeah. That was from my sister. She was like, "This is bad for the environment," which I appreciate. So we switched. She's our sweet little ecological girl. And she's actually sorry, this is off topic, but she works at Busch Gardens now, and she does tours with the giraffes. So that was always her dream of like
so awesome.
Working with animals. So yeah, anyway.
Giraffes are beautiful animals.
They're really cool. So off topic, but back on topic. Yeah, so I'd say that defined it a lot. Yeah, just because I am very family-based. So I think having that grounding of being close to my family and having those memories together every year just really makes me feel happy. So, yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that for you.
Thank you.
Sounds like a good time. And how many guests are usually in attendance?
About 20.
Wow.
And we're all in one house. Yes.
Oh,
so, as you can imagine, chaos, but fun,
it's
like sleepover. Yeah.
It kind of sounds like a spring break trip to like...
Oh, yeah.
Cancun or something like
Yeah.
that. It's 20 people sharing one room and one bathroom.
Yep.
Cancun can't handle us. It's like they were able to handle the 40-person party before.
Yeah.
You're nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, question number, I think this is number 5. Yeah, question number 5.
Cool.
What is one aspect of your day that brings you tranquility?
Ooh. I will say I've started doing this journaling, where I bring my journal with me everywhere I go, and if I have bursts of like inspiration to write, then I'll write it down, and then I have another journal that I've used to write my gratitudes of the day, so that like small moments from every day that I can remember. So like, for instance, today I'm gonna write down how I had a photo shoot at a sunflower farm, which was super sweet, and then they treated me to like blueberry lemonade afterwards, and then
That sounds dank.
right, it was really good. But like those small
I've
little
had blueberry
things.
milk before.
Really?
It's really good.
That's a thing?
In Maine it is.
Wow.
It's really good.
Actually?
I really highly suggest it next time you go.
Okay, I'll have to. I never knew that was interesting.
It's like they milk it from a blue cow or something like that.
But yeah, that's what brings me peace, is like writing about, because then when I reflect on my days at night, so I do it right before bed too. So when I reflect on my days, I am remembering the positives and the joys that my day brought me instead of my struggles.
I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a better peace of mind.
Yeah. And then, of course, this is going in my journal tonight as well.
I'm
as
so
a gratitude moment.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Danny K podcast.
Oh, thank you. If you want to draw like little slit eyes for the smiley face, it's totally fine. Question number 6. What is your ideal medium to work with? And what is one piece of art that you are most proud of?
Okay, so like I guess I kind of touched on it, but it fluctuates, like favorite medium. So I think that's why I have, like, I'll have phases. But right now, actually, I've really been enjoying writing.
Really? Like just regular, just handwriting?
Like creative writing. So I know you meant artistically. So I'll get to the painting part, like, actually.
Writing's still creative, or
You think? Does it still count?
1,000%.
Cool. I'm going to say writing then. So I've really enjoyed that. And my goal has always been to write a book. At least that's my next goal.
What kind of book? Self-help? Nonfiction?
Self-help, yep.
Okay, nice.
Self-help, yeah. Or maybe I'm debating poetry too. I've really been into that too.
Excellent.
Just, something fun and different. So, I don't know. I never liked, like, confining myself to a box. So, it's been nice to, like, explore different areas. So,
Boxes are okay, but that's why more improved people are called well-rounded.
but,
Thanks, Shelby's dad. Just imagine if, like, your dad was here to just play, just like.
sitting in on it.
I have a lot of bad dad jokes, so get ready. What's your dad's name?
Craig.
Craig, get ready.
Oh gosh.
And what's a piece of artwork that you're most proud of? That's kind of like the 6B for that question.
Ooh, most proud of. Okay, I would say it would have to be my grandmother's picture that I made for her. So she has her favorite church. And she adores this church. She found it late in her life. It's right by her house. She goes alone every Sunday. Well, not alone, but, like, she'll go every Sunday, and she loves her church like crazy. So for one Christmas, I did this detailed piece of her church with all the, like, the structures, and I really love sketching and pen and ink, for buildings. So that was really an awesome moment to do. So I think that would be one of my proudest pieces because it brought me a lot of happiness. And she was obviously crying. Like, she was so grateful. So that was cool.
That's such a gratifying moment when you see that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of, like, the biggest project I've done, though, like, grand scale-wise. Definitely the wedding paintings are definitely pretty gratifying as well. Just because you have to finish them within a certain amount of time. And so by the end of it, you're like, wow, I just did that in that amount of time. So
I was only forced to, but it worked.
Yeah, so those are also pretty awesome to do. And then Mural, I guess also working at Walcrawl gave me a lot of opportunities to explore, like, murals. So that was awesome too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All great answers.
Thank you.
Good answer.
Good questions.
Oh, thank you. Survey says. Number 7. What is one thing you know your past self would be proud of you for?
See, this is funny because I actually was talking with my friend the other day, and I'm like, I feel like my past self would be disappointed in my future self.
Why you say that?
So I say that because I have I'm such a, like, goal ambitious person oriented. Like, I'm always like, I need to achieve.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. But my past self was so ambitious to the point of where, like, that's why I say, like, she probably wouldn't be proud of myself today. But present Shelby now is very grateful for how I've navigated different seasons of life and realizing that things fluctuate and things change and adjusting and adapting to that. So I think that's what I'm very grateful for. What was the question again? Did I hit it?
Yeah, you did.
Or did I get off track?
No, you did. It was, what is one thing that your past self would be proud of you for? So it's
okay, then I say adapting and changing.
Adaptability.
Yeah.
You rolled the punches and yet you come back stronger.
Exactly.
Stronger Shelby Swygert.
You said the last name right. I'm very impressed. Not a lot of people can do that.
Thank you. I bet a lot of people say Schweigert or something like that. Number 8. Dream vacation and the itinerary.
Oh, easy. Prague, then Berlin, then Switzerland. Actually, no. I've been to Switzerland and Berlin. So Prague, Spain, Greece, then land in London. Because that's where I want to live someday.
That's a pretty neat itinerary. I'd go on that trip.
Yeah. We'd definitely be eating all the like what is it, like based
Cuisine.
Yes, thank you. Blanking. But yeah, we eat all the good foods, all the cuisine.
Sure, I can just stuff my face with fish and chips. That sounds like a blast.
Okay, but if they're in London, they're really good.
I bet.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be the itinerary. And then I want to learn languages, of course. So I'll probably like attempt to.
Especially if you want to learn in London, there's a whole melting pot of all the places they've conquered. So, so therefore, it's gonna be very multilingual.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just spitting out the facts,
No, you're 100% right.
Number 9. What is your favorite holiday, and do you have a tradition for it? If so, what is it?
Christmas.
Yes.
I just feel like Christmas is like a whole month. I think
really
that's
is.
why I like it. Because it's not just one day, it's like a whole month. And I think that's why I like it, because it leads up. So, favorite Christmas traditions, obviously baking cookies with my family. Recently...
Can you say that gingerbread men were getting baked at these Christmas functions?
Gingerbread men? I don't think we baked gingerbread.
Well, good, because the house would smell a different way.
Oh, okay, now I got it. I got you. Danny.
But baking cookies? That sounds really nice.
Yeah, and then we'll put on Christmas music and decorate the tree together. So that's like the beginning of Christmas.
Got it.
Like.
And how early do you set up? Like July?
So my mom.
January, as soon as the new month hits, or the new year hits, or no?
Yeah, like take down or set up.
Set up.
Set up. My sister made a point a couple years ago, because my mom likes to do it at Thanksgiving, like put it up, but my sister's like, we need to enjoy Thanksgiving and we can't do it until after. So I was like,
wait, you put up your Christmas decorations after Thanksgiving?
No. My mom likes to do it at Thanksgiving, because then it's like out of the way. She's like, the family's together, they can help me with the decorations. So that's her, which is smart. But my sister's like, no, we have to wait until December. So
true. I was gonna say, as an American, I feel like that's a little too late to put up your Christmas decorations.
Yep.
Because I feel like everyone just leaves them up from the last year.
Yeah.
And just reinflates them.
Yeah. Very true.
It's the Super Bowl. Why do you have Santa?
There was one time where I decorated my room with like Christmas lights, and I literally just kept them up until I left for college, because I was like, this literally is,
It's like a little ring of light and happiness.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? And you know what? If you like it, then why?
Why take it down?
Exactly. It's your room.
Well, one, I was too lazy to take it down, and then
Fair.
Two, I was like, it looks
nice.
good. Yeah.
And it has a nice little ambience of just chill.
Yep.
Last question. You're given a huge brick wall in a major city to create art for, and you have full creative control. Which city is the mural located, and what is it of?
Okay. Well, obviously I gotta pick Prague, because I have such a connection to it. There's a Charles Bridge, which is like overlooking both sides of the city, and there's a brick wall that I can literally imagine, and I would basically just paint a lot of like coming together, everyone uniting. And I know it's hard to say, like, being in this world, like everyone uniting together, but I don't know, it's all about connection, I think, and that's like something I live by, is like my connections are what I really value and bring me a lot of happiness. So I think by painting a picture of just people connecting and either holding hands or talking, or different race, different colors, everything, I don't know. I think that would be a good message to leave.
That's a very wholesome message to leave. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, and then, well, actually, that was the last question, but you're still not done answering question number 3.
Oh, yes. Remind me. It was a skill.
If you could have any talent in the world that you don't already have, what would it be?
Okay. I'd say gymnastics.
Really?
I don't know how people do it. I think it's because people who are shorter are better at it, correct? Or
I would think so, because if you're tall and you have to like make all those flips, there's more of a chance of you hitting something.
There's like a physical reason why, I forget, but because, not that I'm super tall, but I was never the best. And I think I would love to be able to do like flips in the air.
Somersaults, yeah.
Yeah. In the air, like they do, and then like
They're skilled to an nth degree that I can only just fathom in my brain.
Oh yeah. See, I would love to do that. So, yeah. I say gymnastics.
Okay. Well, these are all very solid solid answers.
Thank you. They were solid questions.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Swygert. So we have now come to the to that part of the episode where we wrap up. And
Awesome.
well, Shelby, I just want to say thank you again for coming onto the show.
Thank you.
Of course. Shelby, you're just such a positive ray of light in whoever's life that you're in. I feel like people kind of see that from afar too, not just through your social media, but through your artwork, and then also through just positive vibes and messaging. Just wanting to bring people together and just just live a chill life and just do stuff to the most creative nth degree.
Yeah.
I would say those are the reasons why I think you, Shelby Swygert, have big DK energy.
Thank you, Danny. That means a lot.
Of course.
That is really sweet.
Of course. We're going to be putting all of her social media links, even though she doesn't really use them anymore. But
soon. It's coming.
Okay, it's coming. So we'll put all of her information in the description below. And any other things you want to promote before we head off?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be back on social media soon with more intentions and just sharing more things that bring me happiness to try and help other people too. So if anything you take away from this, remember to do what's best for you and remember to take care of yourself and love others.
Excellent. I think those are amazing messages.
Thank you.
Well, Shelby, it was a pleasure having you on the podcast.
It was an honor, Danny. Thanks for having me.
Of course, you had to be on. I immediately knew it once I thought about it.
Oh, thank you.
And on that note, again, we'll put everything in the descriptions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That whole stuff. Whether it's just one person or 100, everything counts.
Yes.
So I'm appreciative, and I thank all of you. And this is Big DK Energy signing off.